The silence of space was shattered one evening when a massive shadow appeared on the horizon beyond Mars, a shadow unlike anything humanity had ever seen. An immense fleet of ships, sleek and black, stretching across the stars like an endless storm. Across Earth, satellites flickered and signals distorted as the world's space agencies watched in stunned disbelief, their instruments unable to fully grasp the scale or intent of this new arrival. No nation or leader had expected such an event. The idea of alien civilizations had long lived in science fiction, but this was no fantasy. News channels broadcast frantic updates, and governments called emergency meetings, while people everywhere gazed at the night sky, some in fear, others in wonder. The ships didn't move closer immediately. They held their position at the solar system's edge, like giants waiting silently to be noticed. Then, a signal broke through, a message transmitted, directly to Earth's most powerful computers, but its content was chillingly simple. Prepare or perish. The phrase echoed in every language, translated instantly by the AI that parsed the transmission. Panic spread, but so did curiosity. What did they want? Why Earth? Was this a threat or a warning? Scientists scrambled to analyze the technology behind the message, finding it encoded in a way far beyond any human system, clean, precise, and cold. No demands, no greetings, just those three words that promised either salvation or destruction. As world leaders convened, diplomats and military strategists debated the best response. Some called for peaceful outreach, hoping to avoid conflict. Others pushed for immediate defense preparations, suspecting that the arrival was an invasion in disguise. Meanwhile, ordinary people reacted in diverse ways. Some stocked supplies, others sought shelter underground, and a few formed gatherings to watch the skies, hoping for a sign of hope. Behind closed doors, scientists in underground bunkers began decoding the signal further, uncovering patterns that suggested the fleet's advanced weapon systems and capabilities, vastly superior to anything Earth had. The discovery deepened the fear, but also ignited a flicker of determination. Humanity had faced great dangers before, and though this was unlike anything seen, the instinct to survive burned bright. The massive ships remained silent and still for days, their ominous presence a constant reminder that time was running out. Then, a small probe detached from the fleet and entered Earth's orbit, sending back images that showed a world both beautiful and fragile, a planet unprepared for war, yet filled with life. The probe's data was analyzed by Earth's best minds, revealing technologies far beyond human reach, energy sources that made nuclear power seem primitive, shields that could deflect any known weapon, and weapons that could annihilate cities with a single strike. The gravity of the situation settled over the planet like a storm cloud, but within this darkness, a seed of hope was planted. If these beings were powerful enough to come all this way, maybe there was more to them than just destruction, perhaps a chance for contact, for understanding. As the days passed, Earth's leaders issued a global call for unity. Borders faded as the planet prepared to face a challenge that no one country could meet alone. Scientists worked around the HFY clock, engineers converted factories to produce advanced defense systems, and soldiers trained with new urgency. The people watched, waited, and wondered what the future held. Would this be the end of human freedom, or the beginning of something greater? The fleet's presence was a dark shadow looming over Earth's destiny, and every moment stretched with tension. Then, unexpectedly, the Empire sent a second message, this time in a form that was almost human. A holographic figure appeared in the world's major capitals, calm and imposing, delivering a simple but unforgettable statement. "You have been warned." The words carried a weight that was impossible to ignore, a final chance or a last threat. And with that, the silence returned, heavier and more profound than before. Humanity stood at a crossroads, unsure which path the coming days would take, but united in one certainty: nothing would ever be the same again. After the haunting words, "You have been warned," echoed through every major city on Earth, the world held its breath, not knowing what would come next, as if time itself had slowed to a crawl while the Galactic Empire's fleet loomed silently in the darkness of space. Behind closed doors, governments scrambled to act, organizing emergency meetings where leaders debated fiercely, some insisting on reaching out peacefully, hoping to find mercy or understanding, while others pushed for the rapid mobilization of military forces convinced that survival depended on readiness for war. Meanwhile, scientists worked day and night to analyze the Empire's communications and technology, desperate to find any weakness or clue that might reveal their true intentions. In their laboratories, strange new data streams flickered, revealing hints of technology so advanced that they almost seemed magical. Devices that could manipulate gravity, bend light, and create energy from thin air. This knowledge was both thrilling and terrifying because it showed how far beyond Earth the Empire had traveled, and how powerless humans might be in comparison. Still, hope sparked in unexpected places, among the young engineers and hackers who began to devise clever ways to adapt their own technology, to learn from the fragments of alien tech detected by deep space sensors. They formed secret teams working in the shadows, fueled by a fierce determination not to let their planet fall without a fight. Public anxiety, however, was rising fast. Markets crashed, people rushed to stock supplies, and rumors spread like wildfire, some saying the Empire sought to enslave humanity, others whispering that Earth held secrets the Empire desperately wanted to steal. In the midst of this chaos, the Empire sent a second message, this time a warning clearer and more direct than before, a transmission broadcast to every screen and device on Earth, a holographic image of the Empire's commanding officer, stern and emotionless. His voice was cold but carried an undeniable power as he explained that Earth had been observed for centuries and judged. The message declared that humanity had only a short time to prove it was worthy of survival, warning that failure would result in total destruction. The commander spoke of order and unity, of the Empire's vast network of worlds and the futility of resistance. His words cut deep, but they also ignited a fire in the hearts of many who heard them, refusing to accept such a bleak fate without a struggle. Around the globe, a new movement began to take shape, one that combined scientists, soldiers, diplomats, and ordinary citizens in an unprecedented alliance aimed at preparing for whatever would come next. Secret briefings revealed that the Empire's fleet was not just a show of force. It was a meticulously planned invasion force with weapons capable of leveling cities in moments. Intelligence reports suggested the Empire expected Earth to surrender, quickly yet underestimated humanity's capacity for resilience and innovation. In space, reconnaissance probes discovered the enemy's ships were shielded by energy fields that repelled missiles and lasers alike, forcing Earth's strategists to rethink their approach entirely. On the ground, engineers rushed to develop new defense systems, experimenting with electromagnetic pulses, particle beams, and advanced drones, trying to close the gap in technology. Even so, the scale of the task was overwhelming, and doubts crept in. Could humanity really stand against such an enemy? Amidst the tension, a surprising event shifted the mood. A young astrophysicist working late in her lab detected an anomaly within the Empire's communications, a hidden pattern suggesting that not all within the Empire agreed with the commander's harsh message. This discovery hinted at possible divisions within the enemy ranks, a crack in their armor that Earth's leaders could exploit. She shared her findings with the Global Defense Council, igniting cautious optimism and prompting secret diplomatic efforts to reach out to any potential sympathizers inside the Empire. But with every passing day, the fleet edged closer to Earth, and the deadline set by the commander loomed ever nearer. Fear mixed with hope as humanity braced itself, knowing the next message from the Empire could be the last chance for peace, or the signal to begin a battle for survival unlike any in history. As night fell over Earth, the stars seemed to watch silently, the vast emptiness of space holding its breath, waiting to see if humanity would rise to the challenge or be crushed beneath the weight of a galactic empire's warning. The day finally came when Earth's first official diplomatic mission was ready to leave the safety of its atmosphere and meet the towering fleet of the Galactic Empire face to face, a mission that carried the hopes and fears of billions, led by Commander Ilara Mendez, a skilled but untested officer whose calm confidence masked the weight of the unknown pressing down on her. As the sleek ship, the Unity, slipped through the layers of atmosphere and into the vast emptiness of space, The crew felt the heavy silence of anticipation, their sensors scanning the massive warships that surrounded them like stars of cold steel. The Empire's flagship, a massive vessel glowing faintly with strange energy, looming ahead like a silent judge ready to decide humanity's fate. While back on Earth, millions watched the broadcast with bated breath, praying that this first contact would open a path to peace instead of disaster. Inside the Unity, Ilara studied the alien technology they carried, devices hastily modified to send peaceful signals and translate the Empire's complex language, the mission to demonstrate humanity's intelligence and willingness to negotiate. As they approached the flagship, a powerful energy field shimmered around it, blocking any attempt to get closer without permission, a reminder of the Empire's strength and control. Suddenly, the Unity was hailed by a voice both cold and clear, the captain of the flagship demanding to know Earth's purpose, the tension rising like a storm ready to break as Ilara carefully chose her words, explaining their mission to communicate and learn rather than fight. The reply was an invitation to enter the flagship's docking bay, a test and an opportunity wrapped into one. Inside the immense vessel, the crew marveled at the advanced technology, the smooth metallic walls glowing with soft light, alien symbols etched into every surface, the air charged with the hum of energy beyond human understanding. They were led to a grand chamber where the Empire's commanding officer awaited, a tall figure with piercing eyes that seemed to look straight into their souls. The officer spoke of the Empire's vast history and the reason for their visit. The warning had been issued because Earth was seen as a potential threat to galactic order, its growing technology and unpredictable nature dangerous in a universe ruled by strict control. Ilara listened, weighing every word, knowing that any wrong move could mean the end for her people. Then, unexpectedly, the officer revealed knowledge of Earth's own past, hinting at an ancient connection between humanity and the stars, a secret buried deep beneath Earth's surface that could explain the Empire's interest. The revelation sparked questions and fear. Was Earth really special in the eyes of this Empire? The diplomatic talks continued, tense and fragile. While back on Earth, new intelligence suggested the Empire's true motives might be darker than anyone admitted. Whispers of a powerful artifact hidden on Earth that the Empire desperately sought, something that could shift the balance of power forever. Ilara's mission, meant to be a peaceful exchange, had turned into a dangerous game of secrets and trust. When the talks ended, the Unity crew returned to their ship with heavy hearts and a clear message. Earth must prove its worth or face destruction. As the ship departed the massive flagship, leaving behind the eerie glow of the Empire's world, Ilara stared into the stars with a renewed determination, knowing that the real fight was only beginning. Back on Earth, the people waited anxiously, their fate hanging in the balance as the shadows of the Galactic Empire stretched ever closer. The first encounter had ended, but the war for humanity's survival had just begun. Back on Earth, the news of the first encounter spread like wildfire, but beneath the surface of public fear and hope, a secret mission began, led by Dr. Amina Clark, a brilliant archaeologist who had long suspected that Earth held mysteries far older and more powerful than anyone imagined. After the Empire's commander hinted at an ancient connection during the talks, Amina and her team started to uncover clues buried deep beneath the Earth's crust, ancient ruins, strange symbols carved into stone, and artifacts that pulsed, with an energy unlike any known on the planet. These discoveries sparked a race against time as the world's governments realized that the Galactic Empire was not merely interested in conquest, but was hunting for something hidden, a relic of unimaginable power said to be capable of changing the fate of entire star systems. As Amina's team delved deeper, they faced challenges that tested their courage and sanity. Enigmatic puzzles that guarded the secrets, traps designed to protect the artifact from falling into the wrong hands, and shadows of a forgotten past that whispered warnings no one could ignore. Meanwhile, the Empire's spies on Earth moved swiftly, trying to locate the hidden prize before humanity could unlock its secrets. Tensions rose as strange attacks targeted archaeological sites and scientific teams, forcing Earth's defenders to tighten security and prepare for sabotage. In the midst of this chaos, a small group of mercenaries hired by unknown interests appeared, complicating the search and raising suspicions about who else might want the artifact and why. The artifact itself was said to contain knowledge or power that could break the Empire's control over the galaxy. A beacon of hope for oppressed worlds, but a threat to the Empire's rule. As the search intensified, Amina discovered a connection between the artifact and the very origins of humanity, evidence that Earth had once been part of an ancient galactic civilization, lost to time, but remembered in the stars. This revelation changed everything. If the Empire succeeded in seizing the artifact, it would gain power not only over Earth, but over the future of the galaxy itself. The stakes had never been higher. The people of Earth faced a hidden enemy, not just in the Empire's fleet, but in those who sought to exploit the artifact for their own gain. Governments scrambled to protect their secrets, scientists worked feverishly to understand the relic's potential, and soldiers prepared for a battle that was already unfolding in the shadows. Suspense gripped the planet as every discovery brought new questions, and every answer hinted at dangers that could destroy the world. Amina, burdened by the weight of knowledge and responsibility, knew that time was running out, and that the true test of humanity's resilience and unity was just beginning. For the hidden threat was not just the Empire's fleet, but the dark past awakening beneath their feet, a past that could save or doom them all. As the search for the ancient artifact grew more desperate, tensions on Earth reached a boiling point, and in the shadows of the Galactic Empire's imposing fleet, a surprising message arrived, one that few expected and fewer trusted, when a secret envoy from within the Empire itself reached out to humanity with an offer of alliance. This group, calling themselves the Reclaimers, were a faction within the Empire who opposed the harsh rule of their leaders and believed that Earth's survival was crucial to breaking the Empire's grip on the galaxy. Their contact, a sharp and thoughtful officer named Kale, appeared first through encrypted transmissions and then in hidden meetings with Earth's leaders, warning that the Empire's true enemy was not Earth but a far greater threat lurking beyond the known galaxy, a shadowy force that sought to destroy both human worlds and the Empire alike. Kale's words stirred suspicion and hope, as Earth's council debated whether to accept help from those they had been told were enemies. Trust was scarce, but the potential of an alliance offered a chance to turn the tide. Meanwhile, the Empire's fleet continued to tighten its grip around Earth, increasing surveillance and military pressure, unaware that a secret rebellion was growing from within its own ranks. As the Reclaimers shared intelligence and technology stolen from the Empire, Earth's scientists and engineers gained new insights, learning to adapt alien tech for defense and offense, strengthening humanity's position. Yet every alliance came with risks, and the Reclaimers' motives were not entirely clear, as some on Earth worried they might be using humanity for their own ends. In this tense atmosphere, Alara Mendez, still haunted by the first encounter, was tasked with leading a covert mission to meet the Reclaimers face-to-face on a hidden moon near the Empire's borders, a mission fraught with danger and uncertainty. There she witnessed the true cost of rebellion within the Empire, disillusioned soldiers and exiled leaders risking everything to oppose tyranny, but also aware that their resources were limited and their enemies many. As Earth and the Reclaimers shared knowledge, a plan formed to defend the planet from the Empire's attack and to prepare for the unknown menace beyond. But the alliance was fragile, tested by secrets, betrayals, and the ever-present threat of discovery by loyalist forces. The people of Earth, caught between fear of their powerful neighbor and hope for salvation, found themselves part of a larger story than they had ever imagined, a story of rebellion, survival, and the struggle for freedom across the stars. With the clock ticking and the Empire's fleet closing in, humanity had to decide if this unlikely alliance was their only chance, and whether trust could overcome centuries of fear and conflict. As Ilara and Kyle stood side by side, looking out at the stars that held both danger and promise, they knew the battles ahead would test every part of them, and that the future of Earth, and perhaps the galaxy, depended on the strength of their fragile unity. The long-anticipated moment finally arrived when the Galactic Empire's massive fleet shifted from silent watch to full attack, the dark shapes of their warships blotting out the stars as they unleashed devastating weapons against Earth's defenses, while millions of people looked to the skies with fear and determination, ready to fight for their home. On the ground, armies rallied, and across space, Earth's new alliance with the Reclaimers proved crucial as the combined forces scrambled to hold the line against overwhelming odds, using the stolen Empire technology and human ingenuity to launch daring counterattacks. Commander Alara Mendez led a squadron of fighters into the chaos of the battle, dodging beams of destructive energy and weaving through debris as explosions lit up the void, each moment filled with danger and the hope that their efforts could tip the balance. On Earth, cities transformed into fortresses, with civilians joining the defense, building shelters, and supporting troops, while scientists pushed the limits of their understanding to activate ancient technology discovered by Dr. Amina Clark's team, hoping it might provide an edge against the Empire's superior firepower. The skies thundered with the roar of engines and the flash of weapons, a battle that stretched from orbit down to the surface, shaking the planet and testing the limits of human endurance. Yet despite the Empire's overwhelming might, the defenders found moments of success, exploiting weaknesses in the enemy's formations and using guerrilla tactics to disrupt supply lines and communications. The Reclaimers revealed secrets about the Empire's technology that allowed Earth's forces to jam enemy sensors and launch surprise attacks, turning the tide in small but vital ways. But the Empire was relentless, and as the battle dragged on, losses mounted on both sides, filling the hearts of soldiers and civilians with grief and resolve. In the midst of the fighting, Ilara and Kale uncovered a critical secret. The Empire's flagship carried a weapon capable of destroying entire cities from orbit, and it was preparing to fire on Earth's largest population centers. Racing against time, the Allied forces launched a desperate mission to infiltrate the flagship, hoping to disable the weapon before it could unleash ruin. The mission was fraught with danger, involving stealth, sacrifice, and fierce combat inside the alien ship's corridors, but the bravery and determination of Alara's team led to success. Just as the weapon powered up, it was destroyed, sparing countless lives. This victory was a turning point, rallying humanity and the Reclaimers to push back harder, refusing to yield despite the immense cost. The battle for Earth became a symbol of resistance against tyranny, inspiring oppressed worlds beyond the solar system to rise up. Yet even as the Empire's fleet began to retreat, the scars of war were deep and the future uncertain. The people of Earth mourned their losses but celebrated their survival, knowing that the struggle was far from over. The artifact hidden beneath the planet remained a key to their hope, and the alliance with the Reclaimers promised new paths and new challenges. The battle for Earth had been won, but the war for freedom and survival in the galaxy had only just begun, and as the stars shimmered overhead, humanity prepared to face the unknown with courage, unity, and an unbreakable will to live. After the fierce battle for Earth had shaken the planet to its core and forced the Empire's fleet into retreat, the rulers of the Galactic Empire gathered in their great chamber aboard the colossal command ship, where cold calculations and deep debates echoed through the steel walls as they faced a decision that could change the course of the galaxy forever. The Imperial High Council, led by the stern and calculating Supreme Commander Valus, weighed their losses and their next moves carefully, knowing that Earth's unexpected resistance had shattered the myth of their invincibility and inspired rebellion in other worlds under their control, while the Reclaimers' defiance within their own ranks complicated their grip on power and forced them to reconsider the meaning of loyalty and strength. Some council members called for crushing Earth completely, using overwhelming force to destroy the planet and erase the symbol of resistance before it could spread further, while others, including Valus, argued that Earth's survival might be a chance to reshape the Empire's future, to control humanity not by fear alone, but by cooperation, an opportunity to harness Earth's hidden power and ancient knowledge for the Empire's benefit. As the debate intensified, reports arrived from the front lines and spies deep within Earth's defenses, revealing that the artifact beneath Earth's surface was more than a weapon or a tool. It was a key to unlocking secrets of creation itself, a source of energy and knowledge beyond any technology known to the Empire or humanity. This revelation shifted the Council's thinking, making the choice even harder, because destroying Earth risked losing the artifact forever, but allowing it to flourish meant accepting a potential rival. Meanwhile, Supreme Commander Valus met secretly with Kale, the leader of the Reclaimers, seeking a delicate balance between punishment and alliance, knowing that the internal rebellion could grow out of control if mishandled. In this tension-filled atmosphere, Valus proposed a test, one last warning to humanity and its allies. If Earth and the Reclaimers could prove their worth and willingness to join the Empire's order, the planet would be spared, and cooperation would be welcomed. If not, annihilation would follow swiftly. The message was clear but dangerous, putting Earth on a knife's edge between hope and destruction. On Earth, the leaders and people heard the Empire's decision with a mix of relief and dread, realizing that the struggle was far from over, and that their survival now depended on diplomacy, unity, and the ability to harness the power of the ancient artifact before their time ran out. Ilara Mendes, Kale, and Dr. Amina Clark formed a new council, combining military, scientific, and diplomatic efforts to prepare for this critical challenge, working tirelessly to unlock the artifact's secrets and prove Earth's value beyond mere resistance. Yet as they worked, whispers of dissent and sabotage grew louder. There were factions on both sides, in the Empire and on Earth, who refused peace and sought total war. In the shadows, enemies plotted to seize control, either to bring about destruction or to claim the artifact's power for themselves. Suspense and uncertainty hung over every move, every decision weighted with the knowledge that the next steps could lead to salvation or ruin. The Empire's choice had set a final stage for humanity's future, a test of courage, wisdom, and unity that would decide not only the fate of Earth but the destiny of the entire galaxy. And as stars glittered coldly in the void, both sides prepared for what might be the greatest challenge yet. After the Empire's ultimatum, Earth stood at a crossroads where every choice held the weight of survival. And as the leaders, scientists, and soldiers worked together, hope and fear blended into a powerful force that drove them forward, with Commander Ilara Mendes, Dr. Amina Clark, and Kale, the Reclaimer envoy, leading the final push to unlock the ancient artifact's secrets and prepare Earth not just to survive, but to rise as a new power in the galaxy. The artifact, buried beneath the planet's surface for millennia, was finally revealed to be a source of immense energy and knowledge, a gift from a long-lost civilization that had once connected Earth to the stars. And with this discovery, humanity found a new strength that could challenge even the mighty Galactic Empire, but unlocking that power required sacrifice, courage, and unity, unlike anything they had faced before. As the Empire watched closely, ready to judge Earth's worth, tensions ran high. Spies and saboteurs threatened to disrupt progress, and alliances were tested by mistrust and old fears. Yet the people of Earth persevered, working day and night to understand and control the artifact's power, knowing that their future depended on this success. When the day of reckoning arrived, a grand assembly was held, where emissaries from Earth and the Reclaimers presented their achievements to the Empire's representatives, demonstrating not only the artifact's potential, but the unity and resilience of humanity. The Galactic Empire's leaders listened with surprise and growing respect, as it became clear that Earth was no longer a weak world to be conquered, but a force to be reckoned with, an ally or a rival with the power to change the galaxy's balance. Supreme Commander Valus, once certain of Earth's defeat, found himself facing a new reality where cooperation was more valuable than destruction, and the Empire began to shift its policies, opening a path toward peace while preparing for challenges still unknown beyond the horizon. In the final moments of the story, as Earth's skies cleared and its people looked upward with renewed hope, the artifact's light pulsed softly beneath the surface, a symbol of new beginnings and a promise that no matter what dangers the future held, humanity would face them together, stronger and wiser, ready to claim its place among the stars, as the galaxy entered a new dawn where old enemies could become allies, and the fight for freedom and survival continued, but now with a chance for lasting peace and a future written by the hands of many. The story closed on a note of cautious optimism, a reminder that the true journey was only just beginning, and that in the vast universe, Earth's tale was one of resilience, unity, and hope shining brighter than ever before.